Hi, I'm Beth with TB Properties Buys Land. Today I'm going to discuss undivided interest. And the reason for that is we've had a number of people who've called in or emailed us ready to sell their property for cash. They want to do it quickly. They want the convenience. They want the safety of closing through title with TB Properties Buys Land. However, when we take a look at their legal description, we see the letters UND or UNDIV, indicating that they have only an undivided interest in the property. So what does that mean? This is not legal advice or legal information. However, undivided interest means that you don't have a stake, 100% stake in the property. It means that other interest holders also share, an ownership of the property in an undivided way. So you don't own just the northwest, 25% of the property. You and however many other people, if there's 4 of you and you each own 25% of the property, all 4 of you have a stake in that property, but not in a particular part of that property. So if you want to sell the property, all 4 of you have to agree to selling it and you have to sign off on it. Okay, so this is particularly troublesome if you don't know who the other interest holders are. And this typically happens with inherited properties where there was no will that was put in place, and maybe it was a great-great-grandmother and they left it to, all their children, and it keeps getting passed down. And maybe your family has been paying, taxes on it, property taxes on it for generations. It depends on the state. Every state is different. Their laws are very different. Some are a little bit more protective of property owners, which may make it harder for you to sell the property if there's undivided interest. So only a good real estate attorney can really help you through that. We have been able to work, using some legal forms like affidavits of heirship through title companies in order to clear this up. But some are so complicated. I had a gentleman who wanted to sell his over 100 acres, and he'd been paying property taxes on it for, almost 10 years. And there were over 100 heirs. He didn't know who they were. And it got down to where we just didn't know how to proceed. There was no inexpensive way of being able to move forward in buying his property. So what I'm trying to convey to you is if your legal description says undivided interest in some method, try to find out who are the other interest holders. Are they other family members? How might this have occurred? If there's only a few of you, we might be able to track down those other interest holders and be able to jointly sell the property. I can't speak for other, investment firms like TB Properties Buys Land who are going to buy, land from you, but we're not going to buy just a percentage of property, an interest in a property. We want to buy the whole property. So if you can help us by identifying the other people who might have an ownership stake, that could help. Sometimes we can see this through the county records, and sometimes we can't. So sometimes we can jointly work with you on this. But if you see that, that's one of those red flags for you to start tracking down who might be the other interest holders in your property. Okay, so hopefully that explains a few things. If you have additional questions, reach out to me. However, here at TB Properties Buys Land, we purchase land, vacant land, all over the United States for cash. We close through title companies for your safety and security, and we try to close quickly. I know there's been some concerns where people will work with a real estate investment firm and they end up trying to sell your property before they buy it. We're going to buy your property from you. Okay, so we're going to have a closing date that's firm. We're not going to try to sell your property, while we're in title trying to buy your property. We're buying it from you, that you can count on. But again, please feel free to reach out to us, email us, call us, and we're happy to work with you. Thanks again.